Slowly closing.
It's closing because really it all begins with Adrian Beltre. He's 37 years old. He's got one more year on his contract, and he's going to be 40 in 3 years. So this window is closing. I think if you paired Yu Darvish, Cole Hamels, and one more piece, I think this team is ready. And then you go out and re-sign. Maybe you go in Cespedes for a year,
right?
Because he's already shown that he can go to a team for a year. He went to the Mets for a year.
2 years. He's been there for 2 years.
Right. So but give him a lot of money in that 1 year. Give him $15, $16 million in that 1 year. Put him in center, and then you got a team that looks good on paper, but you better win if you do that.
I agree with Cespedes. I agree with him. So, Rich Hill, that's your other big free agent.
Right. He's old, though. He's up there.
But
I was seeing, I saw something that they were thinking about trading for Velasquez from Philadelphia.
Right.
Which wouldn't be
Vince
a bad
Velasquez.
move. Yeah.
You know what's also not a bad idea, too? And this could be just, if you really believe in this guy, and I know, Dave, you're a Houston Astros fan, but bring back Carlos Gomez. He seemed like he took well to the team.
He did.
Seemed like he was
Played
comfortable.
well.
He wasn't asked to be the guy with the Rangers. When he was with the Astros, they're like, "You're the guy. We want you to be Adrian Beltre. You're Adrian Beltre for this team.
Leadoff hitter, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the rock. You're the veteran." But he didn't want to be that.
Right.
You can get him for cheap. He didn't play great, but it looked like he was getting better. He's better than he was with the Astros.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll give him that.
So if you could just re-sign him, but he's a free agent, so that's going to be tough. You're competing with 29 other teams.
Okay, so I'm looking at this free agent list, and they got Cespedes as number 1. Number 2 is Edwin Encarnacion of the Toronto Blue Jays. Number 3, Justin Turner of the Dodgers, third baseman. Closer Chapman and Jansen, both closers.
Really? They have all those guys ahead of Desmond?
And number 6 is Ian Desmond.
Really? That's
right.
really low. And
Mark Trumbo.
Yeah.
He's
the
number
Orioles.
7. Jose Batista, sorry.
Bautista.
Joey Bats, that's number 8.
Is this the same list we used on a previous episode of Strangers?
Probably so. Mark McLenor, Rich Hill.
Yep.
Dexter Fowler, free agent.
So there's guys out there. Dexter Fowler's a great option, too. I mean, he's going to want a lot of money, but...
Josh Reddick.
Yeah.
We got
already have
update to the
Beltran.
game here. The game 7 is currently in rain delay at the top of the 10th.
Oh
The
my
tied
God.
6-6. They showed the radar on the screen, and it was a big storm
end
cloud
of
coming.
the world as we know it.
Oh, my God.
Napoli, free agent.
I was a fan of bringing him back this year. I thought they should have paid him his money.
Bring him back over Moreland?
I think so. I mean, I would have just because...
he's playing well for Cleveland, what I've seen, so...
Moreland's a great first baseman, though. I'll give him that.
Defensively, yeah. A little inconsistent with the bat.
Yeah.
See, okay, so I know that his name just escaped me. I was getting ready to say Jeff Bannister. I can't believe I'm going to admit that his name escaped me. But anyway, with the Pittsburgh Pirates ties that he has, and that he still has.
I know where you're going with this.
Where do you think I'm going with this one?
I want to hear it. I think I know what you're going to say.
They do have a free agent starting pitcher, and a lot of times, if a player liked playing for a coach,
You talking about Garrett Cole?
no, I'm talking about starting pitcher Evan Nova.
Ivan
Ivan
Nova.
Nova.
Ivan
Yeah.
Nova.
Yeah.
Ivan Nova, yeah.
So
Ivan Nova, that's how they
Ivan
say
Nova.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that guy.
Former Yankee, yeah.
I think that's
Maybe.
that's probably the route you want to go, because I think that's more of an affordable name.
Right.
So
I think this
was that the
team-
route you were expecting me to
No,
go?
no, I was expecting something different.
Yes. What did you expect?
I was gonna expect.
You're a stranger now. You're a stranger now.
But I just think this team needs to make a big move because you're losing a lot, and you need this. This team's got to win now. It's got to win now. Your window's closing, and it's win now mode. You sign, you trade whoever you want. Prospects are only good. Their potential prospects are potential. I'm okay with giving up prospects because if your game is good enough to win now, then you got to better.
Especially in a good enough trade.
Right.
Yeah.
Jurickson Profar and Joey Gallo can get you a big name.
So here's some of the honorable mention names they said that weren't good enough to make the list. Starting pitcher R.A. Dickey, which I wouldn't do anything for him. Outfielder Rajay Davis hit the home run for the Cubs tonight. Colby Lewis, Brandon Moss, and other outfielder Colby Rasmus.
I like Colby Rasmus.
See, as an Astros person, he swings for the fences too much.
I like Rajay Davis he's got some speed, and he obviously has pop in his bat. So
and the strikeouts too.
He's a good outfielder though.
He strikes out way too much.
Yeah, I know. He bats like 225.
And that's another thing my issue that I have with Major League Baseball, especially especially the Houston Astros, is that the strikeout is. When I was a kid and I played, if I struck out, I was upset.
Right.
Nowadays, it's I struck out. No big deal.
I'll hit a home run next time.
Yeah, I'll hit it out of the ballpark next week. next swing.
Hit for the fences or nothing.
Me caveman, me beat ball. So
that's kind of your update for the Rangers. Got a lot to address this offseason.
I have confidence in John Daniels that he will.
I do too. I'm not John Daniels. Hey, I'm the one of the guys that's in John Daniels we trust. I'm in his camp because he's a wizard with trades.
NJD we trust.
Right.
You know what? That whole NJD we trust, that was for a long time.
Never been like that until the past couple of years.
Right. Because when Ian Kinsler, when he traded Ian Kinsler, that upset a lot of Texas Ranger fans.
Backlash for it.
Yeah. And that was a great move. I was the first one to say that was a good move.
Because it let Rougned Odor, even though you...
Well, it was Profar.
It was supposed to be from Profar.
Right, but if it wasn't for that, you would have not found Rougned Odor, who's a potential star in this league.
Very true.
Yes.
An MVP candidate.
And can throw a mean right hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brings a little spunk to the team that is pretty... It draws you to the team. I think that's good. But that's what the outlook's looking like. I feel like some of the positions they need to address... definitely outfield and pitcher are at the top of that.
All right, coming up next, I am going to go on a little bit of a tangent. I'm going to go maybe more like
Baylor
a rant.
Bears.
We're going to talk about the Baylor Bears and how a disgrace they are
out of control
to the state of Texas.
Hi, this is John B. Wells. It's a big world out there, and an even bigger universe. So, what interests you? From the conventional to the conspiratorial, from the wonderful to the weird, from the sublime to the silly, we'll talk about all of it, and between all of us, we'll get a glimpse of the truth. Be on board ARC Midnight, this Saturday night at 10 on 570 KLIF.
They really are. I saw them, I did. I saw them, I really did.
Wow, we came into some really upbeat music for this segment, didn't we? Wow, let's go ahead and bring that down really fast. Once again, this is the Texas Rangers. I'm David Carson. Sitting next to me is Kirk Jones, and across the board is Brad Watkins. Now, I have been thinking about this all day for a while. And I get so disappointed. First off, I want to let you know, I am a Texas fan. I am a Big 12 fan. Any school in the state of Texas, I believe that if you are a high school kid, that you should go to a Texas school. Not the University of Texas. You can go to Texas Tech. You can go to Baylor. You can go to University.
If you went to high school in Texas, you should go to college in Texas.
That's what I believe. Yeah. Now, I understand some up here in this area, they say, oh, it's closer to get to Oklahoma. But you know what? You have SMU. You have TCU. You have other schools you can choose from. If you're a Texas athlete, you should be staying here in the state of Texas. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be right. I like to say that I'm always right. But what I'm going to say is, if you're a high school athlete and you're looking at this game right now, looking at Baylor University, and you're thinking about going there, I hope you really listen to this segment really quick. Not quick. Just listen to it. Closely. And I want you to go to the Waco trip, because this is where I got most of my information from. And the reason why I went to the Waco trip, because this is their time to shine. Right now, the Waco Trib, which is their local newspaper, this should be on the front page of their newspaper every day. what's going on with the Baylor Bears football program. But it's not.
They're trying to hide it, I'm sure.
You have to dig for this. You have to go into the Baylor bonus coverage. And, of course, they try to get you to charge for it, but since it's the first time that I've went to the website on this computer, it's going to let me see it. Shame on you. Shame on you for hiding this stuff. But since they try to hide it, and I found it, they do have a detailed timeline from 2003 to present of what's happened at Baylor University. In 2013, we all know the names. Sam, I might hit the last name wrong, but anyway, Ucheku, he was the transfer player from Boise State. This is where it really gets really nasty and bad. Chris Peterson told Art Briles that, yes, we have this guy that has domestic violence issues, and he turned around and took him. He took this player knowing that he has issues of beating women and doing this and that. So he comes to Baylor, rapes a soccer player. Art Briles tells this guy, hey, if you can beat this in court, you can go right from the courthouse from the courthouse straight to the football field. What are we telling these young men? That it's okay to go ahead and beat up your girlfriend? Beat up the girl at the bar? Is it okay? I don't think it's okay. I've never laid a hand on my wife. Matter of fact, I think she'd probably whip me if I did that. So I'll go ahead and put that out there. And I'm bigger than her. But that's something something we should never think about. Another problem I had with the Waco trip, these 17 people that have been sexually assaulted, abused, covered up, let's see a picture of their face. A name is one thing. We can put names in the newspaper.
It's more real if you see a picture.
Put a picture to it.
What
if that's your sister? What if that's your cousin? What if that's a girl that you knew in high school? Those are people, these girls right now are your guys' age. They're in their 20s. They're young 20s. Some of them are probably still teenagers. Shame on you. Shame on you, Waco Police Department. You turn around, you got a report. You didn't send it to the Baylor Police Department. Shame on you, Baylor Police Department, for having a history of putting it down. What do? We blame the victim. The victim. Hey, it's okay. It's just a name. It's not a face. It's a name. What it is, they're finally winning. Whatever you do, shh. We don't want to talk about that. We have a winning team out there. So what? Our tight end turnaround. I can't remember his name. It's not even worth mentioning his name. I don't even if you're in this report, I don't want to say your name. You're a despicable human being. The players are going to do what the uppers allow. Ken Starr. Do you guys know anything about Ken Starr?
Yes, he was the lawyer investigating the Clinton Lewinsky trial.
Okay, so and he spent years going after Bill Clinton for the impeachment of Bill Clinton. If you're going to throw rocks in glass houses, which he did, and you're going to go to Baylor and you're going to allow that to go on, you are just as sick as Bill Clinton was getting a blowjob.
You're worse
in the White House by an intern.
It's worse.
This thing that's going on at Baylor, the only reason why they're getting away with it is because they're a private institution. They don't have to release the report of the Pepper Hamilton, and they don't want to release the reports of the Pepper Hamilton. They are doing the best they can to keep it quiet. Shh. Art Briles, go away. Whatever you do, you can have this $11 million. Matter of fact, you can have all this money. You can rule third world countries for a couple years. Just don't say anything. The money that he received is payoff money to keep his mouth shut. I have said that on this program. I thought about bringing Art Briles to Texas. now that I read more about this and about how much he's got paid,